Wow. Okay. Have you heard this new track, My Demise? It's by Graphite Stain. And it's like seriously cool music.
Yeah.
Like someone took like serenity and intensity and just shook it all up and poured it into a song.
Interesting.
And you know, the artist story is just as interesting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Well, okay, so Graphite Stain is actually based in Miami, but they're originally from Havana, Cuba.
Wow.
Yeah, so talk about a unique blend of influences.
That's fascinating. You know what's really interesting about that is that it adds like a whole other layer of depth to their music.
It totally does.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was reading that My Demise is actually like a sneak peek into Graphite Stain's debut album.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's supposed to come out in early 2025.
Okay.
So if this song is any indication, I think we're in for a real treat.
I'm excited.
You too.
I mean, it's like we're getting a glimpse into their musical world before anyone else. And it's not your typical metal sound either.
Right.
Like, My Demise starts off with this almost meditative instrumental intro. I was picturing like a sunrise over the ocean, you know?
Oh, yeah.
All peaceful and calm.
Uh-huh.
But then the guitars kick in.
Oh, yeah.
And suddenly you're like, riding a wave. All power and energy.
Okay, that is a perfect analogy.
Thanks.
Yeah, and those transitions.
Oh, my God.
Like the music is mirroring the lyrics almost, which, by the way, dives into some pretty heavy stuff about like coming to terms with your own mortality.
It does. And it's not just about death either.
No.
It's about acceptance,
Right.
you know?
Right.
Like acknowledging the difficult things in life and then finding the strength to keep moving forward.
Yeah.
The lyrics are so raw and honest.
Yeah.
There's this one line that really struck me. It says, "In the echo of silence, I found my voice."
Oh, wow.
And it's just, it perfectly captures that feeling of, you know, finding strength in unexpected places.
Yes, and the vocal delivery on that line.
Oh, my God.
It's just breathtaking.
It is.
It starts out almost fragile, like a whisper, and then it builds to this powerful crescendo.
Yeah.
That just sends chills down your spine.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That's Graphite Stain's vocal style for you.
Yeah.
They can go from a delicate whisper to a full-on roar in a matter of seconds.
It's amazing.
It is. It's like they're channeling all of these complex emotions through their voice.
Yeah.
And the way the music supports the vocals.
Yeah.
The way those guitars crash in at just the right moment.
Oh, yeah.
It's just masterful.
It is. And I think what makes it even more powerful is knowing that Graphite Stain is a solo artist.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
So they're creating this whole world of sound.
Yeah.
All these layers of instrumentation and these incredibly evocative vocals all by themselves.
That's incredible.
It's truly impressive.
It is.
Yeah.
And speaking of those layers,
Yeah.
the way they weave together those Cuban musical influences with the metal sound,
Yeah.
it's so unique.
It is.
You can hear those intricate rhythms and melodies peeking through the heavy guitars and drums.
Yeah.
It's like a conversation between two different musical traditions.
It is. It's almost as if Graphite Stain is saying, hey, I can be both serene and intense, and I'm going to bring all of these influences together to create something entirely new.
Right.
And you know what?
What?
It works.
It does. It totally does. I mean,
Yeah.
think about the musical journey they must have taken, going from Havana to Miami,
Yeah.
embracing these different styles.
Right.
It's like their music is a reflection of that journey, this
Yeah.
beautiful fusion of cultures and sounds.
It's like a musical tapestry, woven together with threads of personal experience, cultural heritage, and raw emotion.
And the listener is right there in the middle of it,
Yeah.
experiencing those emotions, feeling that intensity, and hopefully finding some personal meaning in it all.
You know, one thing that really stood out to me was the way the song uses dynamics.
Yeah.
It's not just loud all the time. you
Right.
know. There are these moments of quiet contemplation, these almost whispered passages that create this sense of vulnerability and intimacy.
Absolutely. And those moments make the loud parts even more impactful.
You do. It's like they're creating this emotional roller coaster.
Yeah.
Taking you through these peaks and valleys of feeling.
And those quiet moments, they're not just empty space. They're filled with these subtle musical details.
Yeah.
You can hear these delicate piano melodies, these almost celestial synth washes,
Yeah.
and even some really cool percussion elements
Yeah.
that add texture and depth.
I know.
It's clear that every single sound is carefully chosen to create a specific effect.
Yeah, it is. It's like they're painting a sonic picture,
Yeah.
using sound as their brushstrokes.
Exactly.
And the result is a masterpiece of emotion and artistry.
I agree.
Okay, so We've talked a lot about the music,
We have.
but I think it's time to really dig into the lyrics.
Okay.
What are some other lines that stood out to you? What is Graphite Stain trying to convey with this song?
Well, there's a line that says, I embrace the darkness, for in it I find light. That really speaks to me because I think we all go through those periods in life where we feel lost, where we question everything.
We do.
Yeah.
And it's often in those moments of darkness when we feel most alone that we find our true strength.
Exactly. And another line that resonates is, my demise is not an end, but a beginning.
Wow.
It's almost like a defiant statement.
Yeah.
A refusal to be defined by loss or failure.
Yeah.
Instead, it's about embracing the unknown and finding the courage to start anew.
Yes. And musically, that line is delivered with such power.
It is.
It's almost like a battle cry, a declaration of independence from fear and doubt.
And the way the music builds around that line.
Oh, yeah.
Those soaring guitars, the driving drums.
Yeah.
It's like a sonic representation of that inner strength, that determination to overcome adversity.
You know, it's interesting to think about the title of the song, My Demise.
Yeah.
At first glance, it sounds really dark and depressing.
Uh-huh.
But when you listen to the lyrics and the way the music builds, it actually feels really empowering.
Absolutely. It's like they're reclaiming the word demise,
Yeah.
turning it into a symbol of transformation and rebirth.
Uh-huh.
It's not about giving up. It's about letting go of the old to make way for the new.
And that message is so relevant to everyone.
It is.
No matter what you're going through in life.
Yeah.
We all experience loss. We all face challenges. And sometimes it feels like the world is crashing down around us.
Right.
But Graphite Stain is reminding us that even in those moments, there's a spark of hope,
Yeah.
a flicker of light that can guide us through.
It's like they're saying, hey, it's okay to feel lost. It's okay to struggle, but don't give up. Embrace the darkness.
Yeah.
Find your strengths and keep moving forward.
And I think that's a message we can all get behind.
I completely agree. And speaking of getting behind this message, I think it's time to give our listeners a taste of my demise.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
Oh, absolutely. Let's hear it.
I am so sad, I am so glad I keep on dying every day. I lost my light, so I look for highs from where I can. Fall in my face, I have no heart, I have no spot for me. It's all in vain, but in the end I am relieved. 'Cause every day is one less day.
Welcome back. That snippet just left me wanting more. There's so much to unpack in My Demise, musically and lyrically.
I'm still reeling from those vocals.
Yeah.
Like Graphite Stain poured every ounce of their being into this song.
Right. And it's not just the power.
No.
It's the control, too.
Yes.
The way they shift from these, like, delicate, almost whispered phrases to these soaring, intense belts.
Yeah.
Masterful.
It is. Yeah. And speaking of the instrumentation, can we talk about the guitars for a minute?
Oh, yeah. The guitars are amazing.
The way they blend these heavy, distorted riffs with these clean, almost ethereal melodies.
It's so cool.
It's like they're creating this sonic tapestry of light and darkness.
a perfect reflection of the song's themes, wouldn't you say?
Totally.
The struggle between acceptance and defiance,
Yeah.
the search for light in the midst of darkness. It's all there in the music.
Totally. It's like the music is a conversation between those two opposing forces.
Right.
And it's not just the guitars. The drums play a huge role too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The drums are killer in this song.
Did you notice how the drums shift from these driving, almost tribal rhythms in the heavier sections
Yeah.
to these more subtle syncopated patterns in the quieter parts?
Yeah, totally. It's like they're creating this whole rhythmic landscape that's constantly evolving,
Right.
mirroring the emotional arc of the song.
Yeah. And it's not just about the individual instruments, it's how they all work together.
Right.
The way the bass locks in with the drums, the way the synths add these layers of texture and atmosphere. It's all so carefully crafted.
It really is.
Okay, so we've talked about the vocals,
Yeah.
the instrumentation,
Uh-huh.
the dynamics,
Right.
but we haven't even scratched the surface of the lyrics yet.
Okay, let's get into the lyrics.
What do you make of the line, "In the ashes of my dreams, I found my purpose"?
Ooh, that's a good one.
It feels like there's a whole story behind those words.
Right. It's like a statement of resilience.
Yeah.
You know, it suggests that even when our dreams crumble,
Yeah.
even when we face disappointment and setbacks, we can still find meaning and purpose in the wreckage.
It's like Graphite Stain is saying, look, life's going to throw you curveballs.
Yeah.
Things aren't always going to go the way you planned.
Yeah.
But you can choose to let those setbacks define you, or you can rise from the ashes and find a new path forward.
I love that. And that's such a powerful message,
It is.
especially for anyone going through a tough time.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that even in our darkest moments,
Uh-huh.
we have the power to choose how we respond to adversity.
Yes. And that choice,
Yeah.
that act of choosing to find purpose, even when it feels like everything is falling apart,
Right.
that's what makes us human, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. And I think that's what makes this song so relatable.
Yeah.
We've all been there. We've all experienced those moments of doubt and despair.
We have.
But Graphite Stain is showing us that there's another side to the coin,
Mm-hmm.
a side that's full of hope and resilience.
And that hope, that resilience, it's not some abstract concept. It's
Right.
woven into the very fabric of the music.
Yeah.
The way the song builds, the way the dynamics shift, the way the vocals soar, it's all pointing toward that message of overcoming adversity.
It's like Graphite Stain is taking us on a journey.
Yes.
A journey from darkness to light. And the music is the vehicle that's carrying us through.
And you know what's cool?
What?
Even though the lyrics are dealing with some pretty heavy themes,
Yeah.
the music itself never feels weighed down.
No, it doesn't.
It's actually really uplifting and empowering.
Yeah, totally. It's like they're saying, yes, life is tough, but we can face these challenges with courage and grace.
Wow.
And that message is so refreshing, especially in a world where we're constantly bombarded with negativity.
It's like a musical antidote to despair.
Mm.
A reminder that even in the midst of chaos, there's beauty and strength to be found.
And that's the power of music, isn't it?
It is.
It can connect with us on such a deep level. It can move us, inspire us, and help us make sense of the world around us.
Absolutely. And My Demise is a perfect example of that. It's a song that makes you think, it makes you feel, and it leaves you with a sense of hope and possibility.
And you know what else I love about this song?
What's that?
The way it seamlessly blends genres. You've got those heavy metal elements, but you also hear hints of Cuban music,
Yeah.
maybe even some jazz influences.
Yeah.
It's like they're taking all of these different sounds and weaving them together into something entirely new and unique.
It's like a musical melting pot,
Right.
and it totally works.
Yeah.
It's not often that you hear a song that can be both heavy and ethereal,
Right.
both introspective and anthemic.
Yeah.
But My Demise somehow manages to pull it off.
It does.
Oh, yeah.
It's a testament to Graphite Stain's artistry and vision.
It is.
They're not afraid to experiment, to push boundaries, and to create music that defies categorization.
Right.
And that's what makes them so exciting. They're a true, original, a force to be reckoned with in the music world.
I couldn't agree more. And, it's inspiring to see a solo artist creating such a complex and layered sound. It really is.
It shows you that anything is possible
Yeah,
if you're willing to put in the work and follow your creative vision.
absolutely. Graphite Stain is proof that you don't need a full band to make incredible music.
Right.
All you need is passion, talent, and a whole lot of heart.
And speaking of heart, there's one more line from My Demise that I want to touch on.
Okay.
It's the line, "In the depths of my surrender, I found my liberation."
That's a powerful one.
It is. What comes to mind for you when you hear that?
I think it speaks to the idea that sometimes we have to let go of control,
Yeah.
to surrender to the unknown in order to truly find freedom.
Yes.
It's like that moment when you've been fighting so hard, trying to force things to happen.
Yeah.
And then you finally realize that the only way forward is to let go and trust the process.
It's like a paradox, isn't it?
It is.
Surrender, which often implies defeat,
Right.
is actually the key to liberation.
Exactly.
And I think that's a message that a lot of people can relate to.
I agree. Especially in today's fast-paced world where we're constantly striving for control and certainty.
Yes. It's like Graphite Stain is reminding us that it's okay to let go, to embrace the uncertainty, and to trust that something beautiful can emerge from the chaos.
And the beauty of it is that surrender doesn't have to be passive.
Right.
It can be an act of courage, a conscious choice to step back to reassess and to choose a new path forward.
It's like that saying, let go and let God.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be about religion.
No.
It can be about trusting in the universe, trusting in your own intuition, trusting that things will work out even if you don't know how.
Exactly.
Right.
It's about having faith even when things feel uncertain.
Right.
And I think that's a message that's incredibly relevant right now.
Yeah,
In a world that feels increasingly chaotic and unpredictable.
for sure.
I was reading an interview with Graphite Stain
Oh, yeah.
where they talked about the inspiration behind My Demise. They said that the song was born out of a period of intense personal struggle.
What?
They were going through a lot of changes in their life, facing challenges and setbacks,
Uh-huh.
and they felt like they were losing their way.
Really? That's so interesting. It makes you realize that even the artists we admire, the ones who seem to have it all figured out,
Right.
go through their own struggles and doubts.
It makes them seem more human, more relatable,
Yeah,
and it makes the message of the song even more powerful.
totally. It's like they're saying, hey, I'm right there with you. I've been through the darkness. I've felt the pain.
Yeah.
But I've also found the strength to come out the other side. And you can too.
It's like a message of solidarity.
Right.
A reminder that we're all in this together.
And you know what I love?
Right.
Even though the song is inspired by personal experience,
Yeah.
it's not self-indulgent.
Right.
It's not just about Graphite Stain's pain. It's about something much bigger.
Yeah.
Something that speaks to the human condition as a whole.
Yes. It's about the universal themes of lost resilience and the search for meaning in a world that often feels meaningless.
Right.
And those themes are presented in a way that's both poetic and relatable. You don't need a degree in philosophy to understand what Graphite Stain is trying to say.
It's like they're speaking directly to our hearts,
Yeah.
using music as a language that transcends words.
And that's the beauty of art, isn't it?
It is.
It can connect us on a level that words often can't. It can move us, inspire us, and challenge us to see the world in new ways.
And My Demise is definitely doing all of that.
Absolutely. It's a song that's both personal and universal.
Yeah.
Both intimate and anthemic. And I think it's going to resonate with people on a really deep level.
I have a feeling this song is going to be a game changer for Graphite Stain.
Yeah.
It's the kind of song that could launch their career into the stratosphere.
I think you're right. It's got all the elements of a hit song.
It does.
A catchy melody, powerful vocals, thought-provoking lyrics, and a message that resonates with everyone.
Plus, it's just a really well-crafted song.
Yeah.
The production is top-notch, the arrangements are intricate and dynamic, and the performances are phenomenal. You can tell that a lot of care and attention went into every detail.
It's clear that Graphite Stain is a true artist, someone who is dedicated to their craft. and who's passionate about creating music that matters.
Absolutely. And I can't wait to see what they do next.
Me either.
If my demise is any indication, they're going to have a long and successful career ahead of them.
I'm with you on that.
Oh.
And, it's exciting to see an artist like Graphite Stain emerge from the independent music scene. It shows you that you don't need a big record label or a fancy studio to create amazing music.
Right.
All you need is talent, dedication, and a belief in yourself.
And a willingness to push boundaries and experiment.
Exactly. Graphite Stain is not afraid to take risks, to blend genres, and to create music that is both challenging and rewarding. And that's what makes them so special.
So for anyone listening who hasn't had a chance to check out My Demise yet,
What are you waiting for? Do yourself a favor and go give it a listen. We promise you won't be disappointed.
And for those of you who have already heard the song, what are your thoughts?
Yeah.
What resonates with you the most? We'd love to hear your take on My Demise.
And don't forget, you can find a link to the song in the description of this episode.
Yes.
So go ahead, give it a listen and let us know what you think.
All right, so as we wrap up our deep dive into Graphite Stain's My Demise, let's take a moment to recap some of the key takeaways. Okay, so first off, Graphite Stain is a solo artist.
Which is mind-blowing.
It is, when you consider the depth and complexity of their sound.
I know, right?
We talked about those Cuban music influences blending with metal.
Yeah.
And it's like they've created this sonic landscape that's both familiar and completely unexpected.
Like they've taken the best of both worlds and forged something totally new.
Yes. And the way they use dynamics.
Oh, yeah.
Those shifts between serenity and intensity.
It's like they're playing with our emotions, taking us on this roller coaster ride. 1 minute you're floating on a cloud of ethereal melodies, and the next you're caught in a storm of driving guitars and pounding drums.
And those vocals?
Don't even get me started on the vocals.
Oh, I know.
Graphite Stain's ability to convey such raw emotion, to shift from delicate whispers to powerful belts, is simply incredible.
Like they're channeling every ounce of their being into their performance.
Yeah. And speaking of channeling, we spent a lot of time dissecting those lyrics.
We did.
My Demise isn't just a song about death.
No.
It's about acceptance, resilience, and finding purpose in the face of adversity.
Right.
There's a line that I keep coming back to. In the depths of my surrender, I found my liberation.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's like Graphite Stain is reminding us that sometimes we have to let go of control, to surrender to the unknown in order to truly find freedom.
It's a powerful message, especially in today's world,
I know.
where we're constantly bombarded with these messages of striving and achieving. Sometimes the most courageous thing we can do is just let go and trust the process.
And that's what makes My Demise so special. It's a song that speaks to the human experience on such a deep level.
Yeah.
It reminds us that we're not alone in our struggles, that even in our darkest moments, there's always a flicker of hope, a spark of light that can guide us through.
And musically, it's a masterpiece.
It is.
The blend of genres, the dynamic shifts, the intricate arrangements, the raw emotional power of the vocals.
Yeah.
It all comes together to create this unforgettable sonic experience.
So if you're looking for a song that will challenge you, move you, and inspire bed, you look no further than Graphite Stain's My Demise.
I agree.
It's a song that will stay with you long after the music stops.
And remember, you can find a link to the song in the episode description.
Yeah.
We highly recommend you check it out and experience the magic of Graphite Stain for yourself.
And as always, we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on My Demise?
Yeah.
What resonates with you the most? Head over to our social media pages and let us know. We're always up for a good conversation about music that matters.
Until next time, keep diving deep and keep exploring the world of sound.